Broncos country. We're just 2 days away from preseason game 2. Man, we had the tussle at training camp. We have Jaylen Waddle coming back and impressing. And we got the Packers coming into town this Friday. We got to get to all of it. We're going to get started, I don't know, maybe right about now. Welcome in, everybody, to the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast. Man, it's a Wednesday. You know, it's hump day. It's hump day, as one of my friends used to say. Judge, I don't know why your title's like right in the middle of your face. That's a new one there, man. That's a new one there. You'll have to get tall here, man. I don't know what to, there you go. We'll do a little bit of that to start, man. I don't know what to do, man. Welcome in, everybody, man. Got to be excited about your Denver Broncos, man. It's a fantastic preseason game 1. It's been a fantastic training camp. I can't wait to get into it. My name is Keith Brugman. For anybody who's new to the show, we appreciate you coming in. You can see Jody's name. It's right across his face. He's the judge, Jody Moncrief. Welcome in, Judge. How you doing this Wednesday?
What's up? Ready for Bo Nick's debut. Hopefully we see a lot more of those 60-yard bombs.
We'll be talking, man. You like to crack all the news right out the top. You're like the guy that takes all of the ammunition out on the patrol, man. Thanks a lot, man. No, it's exciting, man. It's exciting what the Broncos got going on right now. It's exciting what we've got going on right now. And Jody, if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a moment, man. I just want to address really quick. Anybody who's been watching Rocky Mountain Sports Network for a while now, you probably noticed some changes as of recently. We've grown. We've continued to be a Broncos channel mainly and firstly. And some of our members have decided to move on to their own venture, and I wish them all the best. That doesn't mean anything for the Denver Bronco Roundup. That means, honestly, we're going to be doubling down. We're going to be giving you fantastic coverage. Can't wait for what's to come. And just can't wait because, honestly, we're going to come in here. We're going to give you great content. We're going to have true opinions. And we're going to be bringing you reasons to come back every single episode. So hats off to everybody in their own ventures. But hats off to what we're going to be doing here. Can't wait to get this started, man. And it seems like it's almost a rebirth, but almost a rebirth all the way back to the OGs, man. JC's coming in saying, let's go, man. Can't wait to what is going on with this system, man? See what's going on, man? I can get it to take away your little thing, but I can't get the comments to come up. JC's coming in and saying, let's go. This one might be interesting, man. I might keep that going on. And he's saying, go, Jonah. Man, that gets me. Why don't we just start right there, man? Why don't we just start right there? Because I'll tell you what, Jonah Coleman is already making waves through Broncos training camp. He's already making waves through the preseason. Jody, I know that you've fell in love with a lot of running backs over the years for the Denver Broncos, but what are your thoughts around Jonah Coleman, man? Because it seems like Sean Payton's pretty psyched. Seems like this team's pretty psyched. But I know you, man. There's another running back on this roster that you're pretty psyched about as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. He's J.K. Dobbins 2.0. Great pass protector, runs inside. The fact that I think both Davis Webb and Sean Payton said we've seen enough after 2 or 3 carries was pretty telling.
Yeah.
And I would read nothing into he's listed 6th on the depth chart and that type of stuff. That's a Sean Payton rookies for last type thing. So I mean, Bo was 3rd on the depth chart his rookie year to start the season or start, the first depth chart. So read nothing into that. He's going to get playing time, and he continues to run like this and hold on to the rock. He's going to get a lot more playing time. So
I agree, man. Still can't figure out what's going on with these comments, man. I'll believe me, everybody. I love you lots. I don't know what's going on. We'll try to figure it out. I'm going to read the comments. Ernie Mays comes in here. He says, "Go Broncos, country only. Think Broncos, country big, not 31 teams small." Hello, Keith and Jody, talking about fantastic supporters. Ernie Mays, Ernie Mays, thank you so much, man. You've been rocking with us for a long time. JC Weaver, long-time friend, long-time podcasting friend. I was just on their show just the other day and had a great time over on the Orange and Blue Network. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Aloha, says Patrick Wiltsey. Boys, sorry, still slinging coffee. See you Saturday. That's right, man. Patrick Wiltsey's part of the Rocky Mountain Sports Network, part of Denver Bronco Roundup. We'll be back on Saturday. We'll be talking some post game at that point. Michael Ronquillo coming in, and he's being the nice guy that he is, letting me know that he's dropping the 100 stars, supporting the show, keeping it rolling, keeping us on the air. Man, Michael Ronquillo, long time supporter, man. One of the OGs. Speaking of OGs, when we start out the show, saying good evening, Keith and Jody. Go Bo Broncos. Like I said, he's let me know that he has those 100 stars. He's given us that mile high salute, orange and blue mile high salute. Appreciate you so much, Michael Ronquillo. Jonah Coleman is going to be a problem, man. Jonah Coleman is going to be a problem for RJ Harvey, the guy that I like, the guy that I wanted before the draft and we got. I think RJ Harvey has come on strong in this training camp, but not as strong as Jonah Coleman. I think Jonah Coleman has proven it out. Yeah. On top of it, man, he's got J.K. Dobbins in his sights, man. And RJ Harvey coming out. What are your thoughts, man? Could this be the best running back room in the NFL, in the world, like you originally started to say? But RJ Harvey dialed it back to the 32 teams in the NFL. Could this be that running back room, man? Are we going to have a hard time getting 3 on the field like Sean Payton and Davis Webb have talked about?
Yes, we'll have a hard time getting 3 on the, getting all 3 playing time. Best running back in the NFL or running back room, I don't know about that yet. I need to see J.K. Dobbins. I need to see how he looks coming off the injury. I need to see him stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, if Coleman can keep producing like this, we get Dobbins of last year before he got hurt, and RJ Harvey can take that next step. We already know I already put him as probably a top 5 receiving back out of the backfield.
Fair.
If he can take that next kind of leap as a runner, yeah, there's no reason that this room can't, the one thing that this offense lacked last year lacks no more.
Yes. And, the one thing I'll say, I know that you've been a huge J.K. Dobbins fan, man. You've been talking about J.K. Dobbins the season he has. Today, Sean Payton, when he took the podium, he was asked about that running back he wants on the field on third down. Is it a receiving back? Is it a blocking back? Of course, Sean Payton, and I would probably say the same thing. He said, ultimately, it'd be the same guy, the same guy who can receive and the same guy that can block. But he goes, the thing that we don't understand, right, is that a lot of plays, especially in that 2-minute drill, especially when you're driving like that, they're called at the line of scrimmage. you don't get to huddle up. He goes, unless something goes out of bounds, plays called dead, you're able to huddle up. A lot of times you're completing. You're having to go back right up to the line of scrimmage, and you're playing, calling that play on third down with whatever running back you have back there. That's where I think J.K. Dobbins right now has the advantage. He's not the rookie. He's not the second-year guy who struggled in pass blocking. He's J.K. Dobbins. He's the guy who carried the load throughout the majority of the season. But, you know, to get back to JC, to get back to Jay Weaver right there, man. I think Jonah Coleman is knocking on the door, man. He's going to be someone to be reckoned with. And that hurts me, man. I'm leaving almost RJ Harvey out of the conversation, the guy I love the most. Glenn Ashley, one of those gentlemen I was talking about earlier, saying, good afternoon, Keith, Jody, Broncos country. He's giving us the cowboy in the Mile High salute. Good to see you, Sheriff. What else we got? I got to get to this, man. I'll throw a comment up so it blocks whatever is across your face and continue to read comments off to the side. I keep forgetting that I'm not putting those up on the screen. StreamYard issues this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you sticking with us, and I promise I'll get to many of those comments as possible. Man, Jaylen Waddle took the field yesterday, but he really took the field today, man. I mean, Jaylen Waddle, for those of you who don't know, Jaylen Waddle went out there, it sounds like put a double move on PS2 and went 60 yards to the house.
Yep.
We're talking about PS2 right here, man. QB possibly number 1 in the league. What do you take from that, man? It's good to see the offense. I was a little bit concerned. Honestly, I felt so bad for PS2. Because he took the podium and all he had to do is answer about questions about Jaylen Waddle and getting beat. You know, and it's like this is a top cornerback in the league. Man. Good to have Jaylen Waddle back. It looks like he's about back. Sean Payton wouldn't give him the 100% nod, but a 60-yard touchdown says quite a bit, man.
Yeah, I don't read too much into it. I mean, that's elite on elite, and someone's got to win. So I think that'll motivate Pat Surtain to, well, I haven't seen that kind of, get off or whatever got the separation, and that's something that he'll put in the back of his mind to remember that for the next time.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, we've said that for a while. That's been the missing element in this offense for a while since Bo Nix has got here. And if they can fix that with their deep shots, that's why Waddle's here, and that takes this offense from average to elite.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm going to follow up on that in a second, but I'm going to read those comments that I can't show on screen. Thanks a lot, StreamYard. Hey, guys. Just guess who this is. Smash that like button and share, guys. We all know who that is. Great supporter. Clayton coming in here. Clayton, one of the most motivating parts to my mornings, man. He gets on every single day, raring to go, cup of coffee in his hand. Clayton, love you, my friend. Thanks for supporting the show. Got Michael Ronquillo. He's just talking about Jonah Coleman a little bit more. He says, I was thrilled when running back Jonah Coleman was drafted by the Broncos. I agree, man. I'm an RJ Harvey fan, but if there was running backs to be had at that point, Jonah Coleman was that guy. The Broncos went and got the guy. I think all of us on the Pick Is In draft show were celebrating when Jonah Coleman got drafted just because of the value that he is, the player that he is, and he's even proven it out even further. Vic coming in over on YouTube. Waddle. He is the missing piece. I want to get to that a little bit more. I said I was going to follow up, Jody. This wide receiver room, try to figure it out, man. Try to figure it out because it's deep. And The one thing I will say, I think there's going to be opportunity. Evan Ingram, when he took the podium today, he talked about his biggest learning lesson from last year. His biggest learning lesson was he had to stay patient and wait for his opportunity. He's like, I wasn't in a system where they just fed me. I had to stay patient. I had to wait for my opportunity. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of these wide receivers on this roster. You start off with Courtland Sutton, Jaylen Waddle, and then you start trying to fill in the gaps behind there. We are stacked at wide receiver, man. And I don't know what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 looks like.
Right.
I mean, for goodness sake, little Jordan Humphreys is still on this roster as well. And he looked good at one point in training camp and meant a lot to us last year. So, I mean, it is deep, man. What do you take about this wide receiver room? What's your take on this wide receiver?
I'm glad to see it finally progress. I mean, this is something for 3 years. Other than Sutton, they invested in Mims, Franklin, Pat Bryant. These have all been draft picks, and they never really went out and got the big guy till this year. So Sean Payton, stayed true to his word that he loves this wide receiver room. They didn't trade anyone, and all that hard work is starting to pay off. But Sean Payton also knew that was the one thing this room lacked was a burner and that elite type of speed with the route running. I mean, Troy Franklin can run straight, but the elite route running and getting separation and that type of stuff, it lacked.
Yeah, one of my favorite, and I don't know exactly what was asked of Patrick Surtain, but his just reaction, he just kind of looks over snidely at the reporter, and he's like, he's fast. The thing is like he was talking about prior to that, he's out of his breaks so quickly. He goes, you don't know what's coming. You can't tell what the route's going to be. He's like, most wide receivers, they have tells. You know what they are, or you know what they are as an athlete, right? They're that take the top off type of guy, but they don't have the full route tree, for instance. Might be a guy on our roster that we talked about that way in past. Jaylen Waddle is that guy, man, that just makes it tough. Iron sharpens iron, as Pat Surtain said. You kind of alluded to that as well, Jody, man. It's good to have elite talent on both sides of the ball, and sometimes elite talent's just going to win. PS2, he's still one of the top in the league, but Jaylen Waddle's going to get his from time to time as well. It's funny, man. I put up this graphic, or I made this graphic, and we totally forgot to put it up to begin with, and we're going to just go out of order. Waddle is back, man. Waddle is back. My biggest question to you, do you think he ended up playing any snaps in this preseason game? Is he that far back?
Yeah, I think him and Bo will play a little bit this coming week, and then that'll be the last you see of him, and on to Kansas City. Go ahead. Put him in the storage container. Don't open until Kansas City. Something like we seen last year. They got Ingram in that second game. Stidham hit him with that kind of crosser, and he ran down the sidelines in that preseason. Just to get him a little feel, and that's all we need to see.
That's all we need, man. Honestly, it's like Sean Payton was talking about it. They pretty much had settled on week 1. They would get about 15 snaps to the starters. They're going to still decide on what they're going to do here, but I think part of what plays into that, maybe not. Part of what plays into that is the Packers are going to be playing their starters as well. Before they put them in the storage container and keep them till week 1. So we'll see. We'll see a little bit of the starters, and it'll be good to see some of the starters that we didn't get to see last week. Bo Nix, Jaylen Waddle, if he gets that opportunity. I'm just a little bit concerned because they're like, he's not 100%. Do they take care? Excuse me, my goodness. Do they take care of him? and try to keep him bottled up for just one more week before they give him an opportunity to go out there and get into a game. That would be my only thought. I think he's going to get some snaps. That's just my thought.
I mean, and if that's really true
Go
that
ahead.
he's not 100%, I mean, what does that say when he's not 100% and is making the best corner, putting moves on the best cornerback? So, I mean, I'm excited for where this is going. I'm excited from I know Atlanta's not very good, but we're going to throw the ball down the field, and it's going to be fun this year.
If anybody wants to go back on X, go back on Facebook, look up Denver Broncos, check out the pressers from today. My favorite moment from Sean Payton was when Mike Kliss asked Sean Payton, he's like, can we get footage to show everybody about Jaylen Waddle when he beat Pat Surtain? And Sean Payton's like, no, heck no. And his reaction is just absolutely priceless. He goes on to explain why he's not getting that footage for obvious reasons. He's like, this is, something we might want to use, Mike. Sorry, your story won't be as good, but, we want to win a football game. Pretty funny stuff. Glenn Ashley wants to know, we'll jump all around this agenda that we got listed up on the screen, I guess. He says, Keith, Judge Jody, what do you think about the fights in practice yesterday, man? As Sean Payton said, let's just call it a tussle. But things got a little bit rowdy yesterday. Things got maybe a little out of control. The most, as many reporters reported, the most out of control a Sean Payton practice has been since he's been coach. I guess that says a little something. What does it say to you, man?
This team's ready. They're ready. They're ready for week 1. I have no problem with all of it, other than Vance Joseph. All the coaches mentioned it. Stay away from Bo.
Yeah.
Don't hit Bo. Whether Bo, Bo's antagonizing a little bit out there. From reports, pulling off Benito and saying that's football afterwards. That's fine, but just stay away from the quarterback. Other than that, I don't have any problems. And I like that Sean Payton brought up the new rule, and I guess I didn't realize this. The new rule that if there is a fight, they can go back and review. So the guy that always gets away with the first shot, he may not get away with it now because they can go back and review it. So just be smart with getting baited into BS when it's not needed. Are you here to fight, or are you here to win football games? However he worded it or said it, basically like that. Or how important
let's pull the coach into it and we'll all get ejected, right?
Yeah, how important is this game to you? So
yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's probably in the end no one got hurt other than Throckmorton come out a little bloody on the head, but he'll live. So
yeah, he was back out there today.
So, and use it as a learning thing, because as you get further down the season, I can see people are going to forget about that. And the first guy that takes a cheap shot and they can go back and review it, and he gets the penalty or gets thrown out of a game, then teams will wake up. So use it as a learning moment, and that type of thing. So, but other than that, I'm fine with it. Football's got emotion, and this team's ready to go. They know they're fired up. I mean, they can still feel the disrespect. Bo not being ranked high enough. This team got lucky last year, easy schedule, all these type of things, and I think they're ready to show that was wrong.
Yeah, ready to lock it in, rock and roll, man. One thing that I did here, and I knew this, but it's certainly putting it into context, right? No joint practices this year. nobody to take it out on except for your own guys, practice after practice after practice, week after week. You get one game against Atlanta, and you don't get it all out of your system. These guys are riled up. They're ready to go, man. The testosterone is flowing, man. The season's right around the corner. You're working hard every single day, man, to do the best at what you do. And I think it was even Malcolm Roach who said it's even a couple weeks ago. It's tough, man. It's tough to let up. It's tough to let up, man. I don't envy the defensive players who get in past their protection and have a free shot at the quarterback, and you're having to let up. So it's just a weird dynamic to have to practice in. Glenn loves the fights, by the way.
Do you watch Hard Knocks at all?
I do actually. It's from time to time, but I'm not like locked in like some people are.
You'll have to go watch the last episode, and I don't remember what player it was for Seattle. They warned him once, no bull rushing, quit pushing the left tackle into your quarterback.
I saw that clip, yes.
And he did it again and hit Sam Ellinger, and McDaniels, he threw him right out. And
get him out of there.
When that player started complaining, I'm pretty sure I run this effing camp, and you're going to do what I say.
Yep.
So
certainly had control.
I think behind the scenes, everyone knows how Sean Payton is. I'm pretty sure he let it be known, don't touch any of the quarterbacks.
Yeah. I think it's known. I love the way that Bo Nix came back about it. It's just football. Love that stuff. Bo Nix was certainly integrated into it and had his own participation within it. You know what I mean? So he certainly couldn't speak much otherwise. Jeremy Dressler, good friend of mine, coming in here over on Facebook, saying, "Sup, fellas, go Broncos." Sorry, there's no comments this evening, everybody. I can't put them up on the screen, but I'm going to give you all the love I possibly can, including a name I have not seen before. How about this for a name? Sean Helltown Edmond. Holy cow, man. I'd like to roll around with that name as I was, when I was younger, man. Sean, good to see you. Saying, "What's up, guys?" Michael Ronquillo's giving a nice mile-high salute. And, last thing, I guess just on the tussle, I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. I think that this team learned from it, like you were talking about. Sean Payton used it as a learning lesson. I don't think there's no harm, no foul. I don't think there's any ill will between the offense and the defense. I think this team is just raring to go and ready to go. Can't wait for them to be launched out of the gates and hit their stride this season. TW is coming in, and he's saying Bo needs to get mad at our O-line. We'll talk a little bit more Bo Nix here in just a second, man, but I think this is a perfect opportunity since we've gotten through a couple of our topics here, and we're going to be hitting a couple more. Talk about our amazing sponsor, and that's Morgan Trinkets. Morgan Trinkets has been your headquarters for Southwest Jewelry, Southwest Pottery Estate Gold wholesale prices for over 35 years. Once a nationwide company, now they're just in your backyard. They just finished up an amazing show out of the Greeley Dog Show. And by the way, everybody, Pearl, her dog, took first, is a champion now. Hats off to Yoda, and hats off to Pearl. Pearl's been selling amazing gold and silver as well, and it's been at amazing prices and been flying out the door. I'll get you updates on her next show, but by all means, check out Morgan Trinkets. They're touring all over Colorado. Love those fairs. Love those dog shows. Love those events that are going on all around Colorado and southern Wyoming. They're up at Cheyenne Frontier Days just not that long ago. Had an amazing show. Check out Morgan Trinkets. TW says Bo needs to get mad at our low O-line. Heck, Jody, got to get rid of that. I'm just happy that Bo Nix is ready to go, man. Bo Nix is now, we didn't see him last week. They shelved him last week. You don't think we'll see him in week 3 or the third preseason game. So this is it, man. This is Friday is it, man. Bo Nix. This is what we'll see until regular season, at least according to the judge here. Man, what are you expecting from Bo Nix after everything you've heard in training camp as he takes the field at Mile High and they welcome the Green Bay Packers this Friday?
I expect him to come out, motivated, fired up. Hopefully not too fired up. Settle in the pocket. I expect him to be under center a lot more. Just get him some easy completions to start off, and then I just would like to see one good drive in and a touchdown, and his night can be done, and keep him healthy and everyone healthy, and on to Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, I get all that, man. I get all that, but I don't know. I think when he ends up taking the field, I think when all of you out there, Broncos country, see Bo Nix take the field this Friday, I think it's going to have a different feeling, man. I mean, it's going to be kind of a welcome back. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when we have our first home game. But that being said, this is like the first home game, and I think there's a lot of meaning on this for him to go out there. I think he's up to the challenge. Bo Nix is showing all last season that there's no such real thing as pressure for him. I mean, talk about an ice in your veins type of quarterback, man. This is where Bo Nix doesn't get his love. He doesn't get his flowers. He doesn't get representation across the league, man. What he did all last year, fourth quarter comebacks, last minute wins. Bo Nix is something that we haven't seen since a Peyton Manning has walked into this building. We have not had anything like that. And most franchises go decades sometimes without seeing a quarterback that has that ability. I think I'm just excited for him to come back. I'm excited for him to take the field. Need him to go out there, feel comfortable, feel good in this offense. It is a different offense. And the one thing that I always keep reminding me, and maybe I need to remind all of Broncos country as well, Bo Nix has not been a preseason demigod, I guess is the best way to put it. I remember his first year, I was thinking that Jarrett Stidham should go in for the first 4 games. I remember last year, Jarrett Stidham looked amazing. And Bo Nix he looked like he did all right, but nothing over the top. But it's all about the regular season. It would be nice just to go out there and see him kind of dominate in a series or two to start off just one game in the preseason. We'll see if he plays in preseason game 3.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll add one thing. Bo needs to get mad at his O-line. I'll throw out that the O-line is probably the one unit that's at the most disadvantage. They're not really double teaming. There's no chips. There's no cuts, that type of thing. So all their repertoire and different things they can't really use. So
yeah.
So when you have elite pass rushers putting their full moves on you and you really can't do anything except one thing to try to block them, it makes it tough.
Yeah. Michael coming in saying the Broncos offensive line is blocking for him. Was good to see that Wattenberg was back out there today. Just let everybody know Luke Wattenberg was back out in training camp and working some drills as well. Coach Payton kind of talked about him and just making sure that you bring him back on the right timeline, but that we have plenty of time before week 1 starts. And Jody kind of alluded to that last week, man. He kind of reminded me, it's not like you go the final preseason game and you're like right into a football game then, in the next 4 or 5 days. You got a little bit of time before everything happens. We got a little bit of time for Wattenberg to get fully healthy. And I think that'll make a lot of difference. But honestly, Jody, I mean, I know Atlanta is nothing to be worried about. I don't think a lot of people are even concerned about Atlanta and the AFC South per se. Kind of a team that's, I don't know, meandering at this moment, and we took full advantage. I love the pockets that we provided for Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ellinger last week, and even moving around and having to sub in, somebody else at center that we really don't expect to be playing in the regular season, and Throckmorton and Ortega, I think is his name, was the guy that
Right.
that was in the second half. I mean, still looked very, very good. I don't know if we need to be mad at our O-line here, whether it be in training camp or in the game, because man, the O-line once again looks like another strong point for this team.
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, the best unit in football, and it wasn't even at full strength against Atlanta. I mean, you're on your third, fourth center to start the game, so didn't go out there and embarrass himself. He looked just fine. So
yeah,
that comes with, what's this, 4 years now of the same unit together. I mean, this is the same unit from day one when Sean Payton came here. So
yeah, started assembling this offensive and defensive line unit. Yeah, you're right,
and that's big, and I think it's going to pay off this year, because although Bo tells you running is going to be important still and that type of thing, I don't think you're going to see as many called quarterback runs and that type of thing, especially if this run game gets where it needs to be, where you don't have to rely on Bo to be a run game.
Yeah, that'll be the interesting thing, kind of sticking on this. Bo is ready to go. Davis Webb seems like he's ready to go with Bo as well. This offense through all training camp, I mean, it's funny, you can't say anything. You can't get any video footage. But at the same time, stretching the field, big plays, there it's gonna feel like a different offense. I think gone are the days of trying to allow your defense or make your defense be the piece that keeps you in this game. I think there's going to be a switch that's been flipped, and we're going to try to get a lead and get up by 14 points, Jody, and now really allow our defense to go out there and eat. I'm just excited for what Bo is going to be able to do. Maybe we'll see a little bit of that in this second preseason game as they take on the Green Bay Packers here at home. But Bo ready to go. Bo is ready to go, and I know that he led in like pass attempts and all this other stuff last year. I don't know if it's going to slow down, Jody. I know that we want to be balanced, but I could see Bo putting up a lot of stats this upcoming year. Maybe we'll start seeing it this Friday.
Yeah, I think I lost my train of thought. No, I think they'll connect early, and yeah, I'm not worried. So
Fair enough. We're going to get on to Green Bay here in just a second. Michael Ronquillo's coming in over on Facebook. Not a Tua fan. He says Tua is not an NFL quarterback. I'll be honest, Michael. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Tua fan as he came in. I had my moments in Miami, but I was really hoping, and I guess we shouldn't give up hope. It's one preseason game, but I was really hoping he would get a second chance and maybe at least look good for a season or two, look mediocre for a season or two, in Atlanta. I think, I think he has the talent. I think it's the injuries that are really stacking up. Rodney Garcia, 752 over on YouTube. Are the Packers playing their starters? He also is hoping that we clean up some penalties as well. Great transition, man, as we get into this Packers matchup. Rodney, the Packers are planning on starting their starters in this game. Last week, when they played the Steelers, they were in for about 9 snaps. The Broncos played their starters for about 15 snaps. So we'll see. The thing I'll say is I think the Green Bay Packers, after getting beat down by the Steelers last week, might just want to see a little bit more. And I could see them playing their starters longer than they did last week in order to try to get that rolling before they shelf them until the regular season. So yeah, starters are going to start. You'll see some Jordan Love out there just as an example, man. So it should make it a lot more interesting. Couple more comments. I'm going to get over to you then, Jody. Rodney's just reminding us that Tua is the guy that dropped 70 points on us as a non-starter in the NFL. That was a game we'd like all to forget. Thank you so much, Rodney. Thanks for bringing up that memory. Really wanted to have that in my thought process. No, I'm just kidding, man. Rodney, I appreciate it. No, but though, man, talk about darker days, man. It seems like those days are so far behind us. And we got our good friend Albert Knoppers, the Mile High Dutchie. He's all coming in over on Facebook. Sorry again about the comments, everybody, if they're not flashing up on the screen. Having issues on the side, but he's saying hi to everybody, and it's good to see you, my friend. Rodney Garcia does have one. I got to back up a little bit. He says, contain Josh Jacobs. That's all I got to say. Josh Jacobs might be one of those guys who doesn't end up going. He's been dealing with an injury throughout training camp. He's been working his way back. Josh Jacobs is one of those questionable guys of whether we'll see him take the field. So I guess we might not have to worry about Josh Jacobs this go around. He's also worried about Matthew Golden. We need to cover as well. So your thoughts, man. Packers matchup. Like I said, they're going to be putting their starters in there. Do you think they end up playing them a little bit longer after last week's debacle on their end of things, getting kind of blown up by the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No. I think in preseason you stick to your game plan. I mean, that can change. I mean, we've seen it, I think, last year, a couple of years ago, where Sean Payton was just so frustrated with the offense, he kept them out there until they finally scored a touchdown before he pulled them. So,
yep, I remember.
But just to say we're going to play longer, there's no benefit in that. There's just a chance of somebody getting hurt. So, see what you need to see and be done with it. Just like when they pulled Coleman, we've seen enough, and we don't need to put the 100 carries on him in game 1. So,
yeah, I'll just even go back because I think it's fresher in everyone's mind about that Atlanta game. If I was going in this week, though, man, I would want to see Tua for longer. I mean, I understand Bijan Robinson is Bijan Robinson, and you keep him to a limited snap count. But, there's some guys you just need to see, you know what I mean? And you need to get you need to see them succeed just a little bit, especially if you're going to be moving forward. Now, they're in a unique situation with Tua and Penix and the whole 9 yards. I don't think they're moving off of Jordan Love no matter what type of preseason he has. So that maybe that has to be all brought into the equation as well. But I think some of these guys could see just a little bit more time just to try to get things moving. They put up 7 points last week and got blown out by the Pittsburgh Steelers as they put up, I believe, 26 on them. So that's the one thing that I would say, man. We could possibly see that. So Josh Jacobs, questionable. Golden, I haven't checked up on Golden. I see Matt LaFleur being salty from last week, and he wants to have his starters in for 2 to 3 series, says Rodney Garcia, kind of more on my end of things. And he's just also hoping that Jonah Coleman gets a touchdown, man. The one thing that I'll say, I don't know when they'll get opportunities, who will be in when, right? If Jonah Coleman is going to get the first touch, for instance. But that being said, I think there will be some opportunities to once again walk away with a victory versus the Packers. They've got some big questions, man. They got some big questions when it comes to their interior offensive line. They got some big questions when it comes to their cornerback play. And if you want to get a defense all salivating and ready to go, tell them that they, have trouble on their interior offensive line, that this defense will have opportunities. And that's one of the places I'm going to look for it in this game is right up through the middle. The guard play is really what we're going to be looking at as they're trying to figure out who their guard is going to be. And then their cornerback play, they have questions. They just demoted their first stringer to a second string in practice this last week. So again, I think there'll be opportunities for Bo Nix, Jonah Coleman, and this defense to get out there and show something early, even against the starters. And then who knows once the starters go off the field, Jody, it's really about how deep your roster is at that point, man. Who are you going to be looking for on the Broncos side of things as we enter this matchup versus the Packers this Friday?
For me, just the guys that have been injured. I want to see how Bo Nix looks. See how Wattenberg looks back snapping balls. And then I want to see if J.K. Dobbins gets a few carries, get him back ready to go. And then see if that connection with Bo and Waddle is there.
Love it. Love it, man.
Then I want to see what the plan is opposite Nick Bonito. Do they play Cooper there again? Because I think this will be telling. If Cooper doesn't get the start here, I think they know something's coming down. When we've seen James Pierce, he just got 8 games. So they're at some point going to have to address this. Either Cooper's good to go, or you're going to have to start getting another guy. Who are you starting? Are you starting Robinson? Are you starting Ellis? What's that rotation going to be like if he's out 6 to 8 games? So,
yeah, that could be telling, man. If nothing else, just telling about where they want to go in the rotation, right? It's not like Jonathan Cooper didn't show who he was or what he could be on the field last Friday.
Right.
I think he was dominant. He showed what we want him to be if he's out there playing for the Denver Broncos. But with everything looming, it could be 4 games into the season before we see an answer because, again, we'll just have to wait for processes to play out as far as Cooper and the justice system is concerned. So at some point, though, you had to start thinking and planning. And will it be this week? Will we see someone lining up out there other than Jonathan Cooper just to plan? That's a great one, man. I love that. Yes, I want to see Bo Nix. I want to see Bo Nix go out there and look every bit as healthy as he did in this training camp or what's been reported in training camp. I also want to get to some of these comments. Michael Ronquillo is talking about this is a household rivalry. He's got a twin brother, and though Michael is a Broncos fan, his twin brother is a Packers fan. So I always forget about that, but then remember that, Ronk, man. It's got to be, like I said, it had to be one heck of a Super Bowl. I know that for sure. And it's great that you at least, it's a preseason game, no one can get too mad. No one can get too upset. No one truly took an L on the stat sheet, because it's just a preseason game. So Bo will be a menace for opposing defenses with the plethora of weapons he has now, says Albert Knoppers coming in over there on Facebook once again. Yeah. Like I said, Albert, I know that everyone's saying, hey, we should think about Bo Nix passing less and having fewer attempts. I'm wondering if Bo Nix could throw for over 5,000 yards. With the offense they're setting up, if the defense can continue to create turnovers like they've been doing this preseason so far, we'll see if they do that again. And just the dominating defense that they are, if we can start playing from ahead, Jody, I don't know what this team could end up looking like. I mean, honestly, man, it could be off the charts, man. Other guys I'm excited to see, man. I want to continue to see Jonah Ellis. I think Jonah Ellis had a fantastic game last week. I want to see him continue to build on that. I need to see something out of the safeties. right? The safeties behind the starters are not necessarily been getting the glowing reviews that some of the other depth across this roster has gotten. So it'd be good to see just a good safety step up play, break up, interception, and not just a big play, the consistency, right? Because I think that was more than anything that we saw out of this last game. So we need to see some better safety play. JL Skinner, I'm looking at you. I think that JL Skinner, if he's going to step up, this is the time. The time is now. We need to see that. Even last week, JL Skinner struggled with special teams. Rodney Garcia is looking for some more man jack and some Cam Ross. Cam Ross was another topic of conversation in the presser, and Sean Payton is excited about Cam Ross as well. He's going out there, he's getting his touches. So, but Manjack out there with no gloves, ripping down balls, 3 for 3. It was impressive. I don't know what he's going to do. Michael Ronquillo, yeah, there's another one. Cornerback Jahdae Barron needs to stack days in the NFL preseason games. Yeah, I mean, hasn't blown anybody out of the water, but he's been impressive, I guess you could say, or has taken steps. I mean, no one said anything bad about Jahdae Barron in training camp. What are your thoughts on Jahdae leading into this next preseason game and, the rest of training camp? Does he need to continue to stack days, in your opinion, Jody?
I thought he looked good in the game. I mean, he had a pick 6. Should have had another pick drop. Dropped a pick 6 or dropped an interception in that game. That then Sean Payton mentioned the sleeves. I don't know how much that played into it. I mean, Pat Surtain wears one and didn't say anything, so I don't know. I don't know how he feels.
He's not a fan of the sleeves. I can tell you that right now.
Right. But no, I think he's playing just fine. And if he didn't have the best cornerback in football ahead of him and the best slot cornerback in football ahead of him and a cornerback that's balling out like he wants to get paid like a number 1 quarterback and that type of thing, it's just the numbers game. I mean, look at Chris Abrams-Drain. See, I mean, he would see the field a lot more on a lot of other teams. It's just that's probably Denver's deepest position. Well, it is Denver's deepest position, and it just is what it is. And they're going to have to. They're working to get him on the field. That's all they can do.
It's all they can do, man. You're right, man. It's probably why it was a questionable pick when we took him. I understand that we thought he was by far the best player on the board, and that's why we took Jahdae Barron. But this is the issue that we're going to run into. This is the issue we knew we were going to run into, Jody. We had quality guys in front of Jahdae Barron. And then we had, like you kind of alluded to, you had Jaquan McMillan step up and start playing lights out like he did all last year, and doesn't seem to be relinquishing that all too much this year. It makes it tough. It makes it really tough. Would like to see Jahdae Barron continue to stack preseason performances. I mean, if he goes out there and continues to get interceptions, be in the right spot, have that sticky coverage, play well, like you said last week, and maybe even go a little bit further and play great, then when the offseason comes and decisions need to be made, Jody, well, you can feel a little bit better about things maybe coming out of this preseason game. Lots of things to be learned about this preseason game, in this preseason game. It's going to be a good one. Another 7:00 Mountain Standard Time. Green Bay Packers coming to the Mile High, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about what this team has been doing all training camp. And now we're going to be able to see a few things that we haven't seen as of yet. Just reported on. Bo Nix hitting the field. Hopefully Jaylen Waddle hitting the field. Hopefully some J.K. Dobbins hitting the field. It's going to be an exciting game. Can't wait to get to it. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to be here back on Saturday, picking it all apart on our post-game review show as well. Rodney, he wants to see a pick six from Hufanga. Be nice because Hufanga had a lot of balls right in his hands last year, but didn't walk away with a whole lot of interceptions. And Michael Ronquillo just talking about Joseph Nogla's man jack as well. Some final thoughts, man. We're in the final stretch, man. Hour went quick, man, on the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast. But final thoughts from you, Jody, before we get out of here, my friend.
Just like what I seen Friday, but Davis Webb got the plays in, quick. We didn't have to call timeout for plays not getting in. Didn't see a lot of massive substitutions, a lot of motions, a lot of more they did take the one big shot, but a lot of intermediate stuff. And you mentioned earlier staying balanced. I think they ended up with more runs than passes this game. So
hey,
that's a good sign. So continue that. I'm not worried about the defensive side of the ball. That unit will be ready to go, and that's, if not the best unit, a top 2 unit in football. So I'm not worried there. So excited what I've seen so far. Want to see Bo come out and look good, make smart decisions. I want to see the footwork look good in the pocket, and like to see him and his receivers get on the same page. Get a good first drive in and get off the field and let Kansas City know that that's what they have for 4 quarters.
I like that, man. Just put the fear in them. Rodney's coming in. He's screaming in with one final question. And I want you to take this one, Jody. How did you feel about Q Robinson and his performance last week against Atlanta? He's coming in over on YouTube. Rodney, thanks for hanging out with us and being a part of the show, man. Being one of the Posse members, man. I didn't even talk about Posse members. Anyway, how'd you feel about Q Robinson, man?
I think he looked good. He's obviously gonna get more playing time this year. He definitely won't be a scratch this year. He'll dress every game. I'm probably higher on Q Robinson than most. I think I said a few weeks ago he was in the dark horse I said if he played 17 games for one, he gets legit snaps, he'll be double-digit sacks, especially with Cooper out. I just like what I seen at the end of last season, and it's been that way all preseason, camp and stuff. I had an interception of Stidham today in camp, so I'm this in 2 or 3 years, people are going to look back and say that might have been the steal of the draft.
I like that, man, because I like the way that Q Robinson performed versus Atlanta. Honestly, there was like 2 numbers whenever defense was on the field that kept just flashing. And that was 50 and 51, and that was Q Robinson and Red Murdoch. I thought those guys had an outstanding game. So that's where my thoughts are, just quickly on it, Rodney.
No one asked about Red Murdoch, but he led the team in tackles.
Yeah.
He does look a little undersized out there, but I didn't see that impacting anything.
That's a guy to watch.
Something we didn't mention with Lavelle Bailey with the broken leg.
Yep.
That opens up a spot for him, whether that's him as linebacker 3, Karini Reed, who had really made the play for Jahdae Barron to get the easy pick 6. So that type, Taryn York. There's battles all around for that's one to watch, who gets that number 3 position. But I know there's a few that have been really high on Red Murdoch and thinks he's going to start, by the middle of the season. I don't know about that, but if he continues to play and make tackles the way he did, he's going to find the field. So,
yeah, I think I was impressed with the way, like I said, I mentioned it. I thought he was flashing. I was impressed by him. You have Singleton and Sternad in front, but Red Murdoch, for me being Mr. Irrelevant, man, what a guy to watch out for. And the reason I wanted to bring him up just one more time was even Vance Joseph earlier this week called it out, and he said, watch for him to kind of be unlocked in this next game. I think he's going to be quicker to the ball, is what he said, which is kind of crazy because he led the team in tackles, but he's going to be quicker to the ball, and he's going to be kind of unleashed and unlocked. So watch for some Red Murdoch, man. Fantastic episode of the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. Thank you, Michael Ronquillo, big star giver of the night. He mentioned it. I know that I had Phil McLaughlin in here a little bit earlier as well. We had Ernie Mays. Man, we had just so many friends. We had our new friend, Edmund, that came in. That was fantastic. Now I forgot his full name. Jeremy Dressler, Sean Helltown Edmund. My goodness, what a name. Again, thanks, everybody. Albert Knoppers, the Mile High Dutchie. Lots of friends and family coming in here, following. Again, can't wait for this season. We are locked into Broncos. We're going to have strong opinions. We're going to have reasons for you to come back for every single episode. The next episode is this Saturday. We'll be out there 8 p.m. talking all about how the Denver Broncos came home with a win. At least that's our expectation. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate Jody. Thank you so much. Hey, by the way, just a little side note. I know that I talked about Lion Coffee, talked about Morgan Trinkets, but I did want to mention Lion Coffee. Lion Coffee keeps me powered up. Check out lioncoffee.com if you're ever in need of any coffee. And thanks, Patrick, for being in the chat as well. We're going to get out of here, though, Jody. Going to do it the way we always do, unless you have anything crazy.
No, I don't have anything else. Just hopefully everyone comes out of this game healthy. Hopefully Bo and the offense look sharp, and we can. But I'm sure I have, but I know there's still doubters. People can put the ankle to rest and get ready for Kansas City, because I think people are going to be surprised with how this looks this year, and it won't be fourth quarter Bo. It'll be fourth quarter Bo.
Ooh, I love that, man. Man, we're about to put that on a shirt, put it on a hat, sell it all over Broncos country. I love that, man. Fourth quarter Bo, not fourth quarter Bo. Man, we're in our fourth quarter, though. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate you, Jody, so much. Appreciate all the posse members. Appreciate this Broncos team. Can't wait to root them on, cheer them on, report on them, and have a great time with everybody out there. But we're going to get out of here like the way we always do. Boots in the stirrups, guns in the holsters. Denver Broncos right there in your heart. Until next episode this Saturday, we're going to get out of here. Have a great night, everybody. Mile High salute.